What if the greatest luxury today isn't what you own, but how you spend your time? Welcome to the French Sunday, a quiet rebellion against hustle culture, dressed as a day of rest. In a world built on constant momentum, the idea of doing less on purpose feels almost radical, as if stillness itself could be a choice. That choice, though seemingly small, opens a space where time slows down enough for you to notice the textures of your day. The core idea of French Sunday is simple. It's not about doing more. It's about doing less, intentionally, with attention. There are no checklists, no errands, no guilt about catching up later. Just a horizon of unstructured hours held softly. Compare that to the typical Sunday you see online. A montage of fresh pastries, perfectly pressed linen, and a clock ticking toward the next obligation. The real idea behind French Sunday goes deeper than visuals. It's about disconnecting from the algorithm that turns rest into content. Why is it resonating now, you might ask, when burnout feels ordinary rather than exceptional? We're entering a phase where the reward for motion is no longer guaranteed, and rest emerges as a necessity, not a perk. French Sunday resists optimization culture, which pretends you can climb higher by endlessly reconfiguring routines, timetables, and self-improvement programs. Here, the aim is not self-improvement, but self-acceptance, not more productivity but more presence, not a checklist, but a breath. The idea of flaneur, wandering with purpose rather than rushing with purpose, reframes idle moments as fertile ground for reflection. You might sit on a park bench, listen to birds, or watch a window overflow with rain, and call it unproductive yet restorative. Soft living isn't about retreating from life. It's about softening the edges so your days don't vanish in a blur. Less hustle, less noise, more presence, simplicity, and intentional time become the quiet grammar of a slower week. You don't need a Paris address or a fancy plan to start. The flavor is in your stance wherever you are. Reading alone, long lunches with no stopwatch, slow cooking, or simply doing absolutely nothing can be enough to reset. In a culture that rewards motion, choosing stillness becomes a quiet act of resistance, a refusal to outsource your life to the clock. The real luxury today isn't what you own. It's what you allow yourself to experience in silence over a Sunday or any day. If you want to try a version of this, start with a single Sunday hour carved out for nothing in particular. Turn off or mute notifications, walk at a slow pace, sit with your thoughts, and notice what surfaces when you're not chasing ideas. It's a reminder that rest is not a reward for hard work, but a foundation for daily life to feel humane. And the more you practice, the more you realize that true progress might look like staying in place long enough to notice. The real luxury today isn't a subscription, a gadget, or a trip. It's time spent deliberately with no agenda beyond being. You don't need permission slips from society to pause. You simply choose to slow down long enough to feel alive. That shift, toward soft living, toward listening to the quiet bits of life, changes how you measure success. The luxury today is a life that doesn't rush to its own future, but rests enough to meet it. If you want to try this week, commit to one completely unscripted hour, then two, and notice what shifts in your mood, attention, and appetite. Share your tiny experiments in the comments, because the point isn't perfection, but conversation about choosing presence over pace. If this resonates, try a Sunday that isn't about a plan to optimize your life, but a vow to let it unfold. Like this video, subscribe for more gentle philosophies of living, and tell me in the comments how you'll design your own French Sunday.